The biggest challenge Tanzania also had, especially with lawyers, is that it was very difficult for lawyers to, look at law as a business. And that's because in the past, law was simply looked at as a practice. As a practice in the sense that, we never used to pay corporate taxes, we never used to file returns and all these things. But now we're paying taxes. We need to have a business license to practice law. So we're adopting to that, and Africa in general has also adopted to that law is actually a business and not just a practice. And I feel in the next 5 to 10 years, we will keep evolving. And I would not like to blow my own trumpet, but law firms like Rav & Co. are trendsetters when it comes to looking at law as a business. And we're always happy to share, our story, our learnings with others.
So this is I think I'm asking a question on behalf of Connectors Club. Could we, asking you on the spot, could we have a time and day that we could organize, and for the people that will be reaching out, to have them come sit down and listen to you give advice to the new lawyers or even new startups that are on the way to becoming wherever they want to become?
Sure.
Okay, so I think that can be organized. And we talked about you have an NGO known as Utu Kwanza.
Yes.
My question is, what drove you to start this NGO, and where do you hope to see it in the next 5 years? And for the people that don't know it, what is its main objective, Utu Kwanza?
Okay. So Utu Kwanza, as its name, means humanity first.
Okay.
Right? I founded Utu Kwanza when I was actually in remand prison. So I was in remand prison for 14 months. Like I said, for me, most challenges gave birth to opportunities. So being in remand prison, I noticed that a lot of people's humanity was being affected, and that people that were in prison did not have a quality of life. And when I talk about quality of life, it means having the basic needs, to survive. Okay. So from access to food, water, to health, education, to a decent job and earning, right? Yes. Health. So these were all that were missing out. And when people were in remand prison, their families were being affected as well. But I also noticed that psychologically, somewhere, somehow, even the prison officers were being affected, because they end up spending so much time in prison with the prisoners, and they were also being affected. So there was an incident that happened in remand prison where I had to stand up for another prisoner, and when the prison officer, told me, like, Shazada achana naye, I told him, hiyo sio utu. And the moment I said hiyo sio utu, I went back to my cell and I told myself, you know what, I want to start something. So I started that in 2018 when I was in remand prison. And again, fortunately, when I started the NGO, 2 months down the line, I was released, and I was found basically innocent of not doing anything. And from there, my journey to see that we provide quality of life to people that get arrested, that are in prison, is there. And that when I was there, I felt, or I spoke to so many people, and about 80 to 90% of the people that are in remand prison are actually innocent. They're actually facing, an unfortunate incidences that lead to consequences that put them in there. Yeah. Some people were there at the wrong time, at the wrong place, and so that's how my journey for Utu Kwanza started.
So is it mainly focused on prisons, because you've seen how it is there?
So my primary focus is to see that we advocate for the quality of life of prisoners, their families, and prison officers. But as the name stands, Utu Kwanza, the opportunity arrives to do something for people out there, as long as it touches humanity, as long as it shows people that we need to look at humanity and put humanity first. Um, we would probably jump into that opportunity.
How does it work? Do you guys go provide education or?
So, because of lack of understanding of the organization and lack of funding, we started very basic things initially. Basic things like, for example, we went to a prison and asked, "What is your biggest challenge?" And a prison said, "We don't have milk for the sick and the elderly." So we went and bought cows and provided cows to the prison. And those cows today, I think, have doubled or tripled. And there is always milk for the elderly and the sick. So we started very small. We went and helped the women there. We visited the children. We now finally have started a project called the Legal Aid Desk Project, which is at the Kinondoni Resident Magistrate Court, where we're helping those people who are arrested for the first time. So if any one of you has ever been arrested, you will know that when you get arrested, you have no access to phone, you have no access to family and friends sometimes. So what we're doing is to show that, humanity exists. We are showing that comfort to them and saying, if you want to make a phone call to a friend or family, we have a phone for you. If you want to go fetch documents for bail, we will get it for you. If you want some legal advice and coaching, we will coach you. If you need a lawyer to get bail for you, we will go look for one for you. So we've started that project, and now it's been about 3 to 4 months in existence.
And how's it going?
I think it's going really well. However, now we have a challenge, which is a very interesting challenge. So in the first month, we started helping these people, and unfortunately, the police in the courts stopped us, and they said, "How is it that we're arresting them and you're freeing them?" So it's been a challenge trying to explain to the police and the people there that everybody has a right to legal representation and coaching. So that's the current battle I'm fighting, to try and get the government and the police and everybody to understand that these people also have legal rights and they should be treated as humans. So if they are getting access to make a phone call or to get representation for their bail hearing, they should be given.
So we previously discussed before the episode started that you run a 60-kilometer marathon from Bagamoyo to Dar es Salaam.
Yeah.
That is not something small. And I believe the motivation behind this was Utu Kwanzaa.
Yes.
So how did this experience shape your mindset personally and also professionally?
So I think, first of all, I'd never run in my life, like do long runs. I used to run to play football and here and there, for other activities. Running 60 kilometers happened to me last year, and this was in pursuit to be able to raise funds for the Legal Aid Desk Project and Utu Kwanzaa. What I can say is it's shaped my life personally, in the sense that it's made me more disciplined. Because when you set a goal like 60 kilometers, no matter where you are, what time it is, you need to get up and go for a run and train, or wake up and do your strength training or body weight training. You need to watch what you're eating. You need to, face so many challenges. You get injured, so you keep learning and training, and that has made me more disciplined in life. I used to be disciplined in the past, but this made me more disciplined. That now it doesn't matter whether it's the heat or the cold. If I have to train, I will train, and I will go out there and do it, because I know I need to achieve this. Professionally, I would say, to be a professional, you need to have discipline, persistence, consistency. You need to be hardworking. You need to have respect for time, all these things, and you need to be physically fit and healthy. So when I pursued this challenge, it's made me all of those, including fit and healthy. I think I'm in the best shape of my life today than I was when I was probably 14, 15 years old, or when I was 22 years old, partying in a club.
You're a lawyer, and you said you were in prison for 14 months.
Yeah.
So